Yeah, he was really good. I think he's been giving us this from the very start of the season. Like his curveball is as good as the left-handed curveball is in the game right now. I mean, it's playing very well. I think the 10 punch-outs were, a product of that curveball. Then the riding fastball up in the zone. It's kind of a similar recipe for success every day out for him. He was great, and wish we could have gotten him through that seventh inning right there. Had the error, but overall he was outstanding.
Encouraging to see the guys being able to add on like that.
Yeah, good at bats. Probably the best part of the game today, in my opinion, was like we battled and put balls in play when before we were probably striking out in those at bats. We didn't necessarily hit them the hardest the whole time, but guys were getting bat on ball, extending innings that way, causing some havoc. Some infield hits, some probably some lucky hits, but that's what happens when you put the ball in play. We did that all day, and then you look at Melvin's at bats, takes a couple walks, then he does the defense late. So it was all around a really good game.
When you were kind of tinkering in the spring with Pomeranz, should he be in the rotation, should he be in the bullpen, was this kind of the best case scenario you could have imagined with him as a starter? Is this something that you envisioned at the time?
We were hopeful. I mean, from the very beginning when we acquired him, starting him was an in-game goal for us, hoping that we could get to this point where he rose up and took it, and that's what he did. And he was very good through spring training. Had kind of the one faltering late, which everybody kind of has a rough outing every now and again. You don't read too much into that, but I think what he's done so very well is he's gotten back to his curveball. When he was starting in Colorado, it was 16, 17% usage rate. It was way up in the bullpen. He used it a ton. And now he's pitching off of it, and that makes his fastball really play. So it's been a really good first few turns of the rotation for him.
The players who are coming from the bench, they are doing a really good job on defensive and offensive play, like Adam Rosales and Wicks tonight. What can you say about those players?
The play Rosie made down the line was as good a one as I've seen all year on an infield play. He plays with energy, he plays with heart, he gives you everything he has every day out, and he's made some really good plays over there. Jamal Weeks, we knew he could flat out play second base, and he almost stole a hit from the other side of the bag today, and snared another hard hit ground ball. Those guys are good defenders, and we're thrilled that they're in the organization, thrilled they're helping us win baseball games right now. I'd say that's how you win, is you eventually experience some injuries, and you have to have some organizational depth, and those guys have provided it for us.
Andy, a bunch of good innings from Pomeranz, 8 runs, 11 hits early, 2 great defensive plays. Was this as complete a game you feel like you guys may have played all year?
I think it's up there. I don't necessarily spend a ton of time thinking in my head, is this the best game we played or not? I just try to focus on what's in front of us, and these guys did a good job of that all night long. The offensive output from pretty much everybody up and down the lineup, the home run from Kemp, and yeah, for me, defense wins games, and those hits, Upton took away in the last inning, that keeps our closer off the mound. That's a big deal. Otherwise, you got to get Rodney into the game again, and that's not what we want to do in that situation. We want to let him rest. So those plays, even if you hold on and win a game, but you don't make those plays, it impacts you for the next day. So keeping Maurer and Rodney out of the game tonight was big.
This team last year had a really good performance against their lefty tonight. Same thing tonight. Was there something you guys saw with Locke, just on film or early in that first inning that kind of helped you lock in?
Too easy, Dennis, too easy. I just thought what we've been trying to get to for a while is the compete factor of our at-bats. We talked about Will Myers did that a few days ago. You started seeing it ratchet up a little bit, and I think across the board you've seen guys lock in a little bit better, have better at-bats. But I think it just through the lineup, I don't feel like we crushed him at the beginning of the game by any stretch. We just did not give him an easy out, and that goes a long way through the course of a game, and it starts to add up. I thought everybody battled him well.
I noticed you specifically said that Rosales' play was the best infield play you may have seen all year. Did you clarify that because of Upton's play?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty special. That was, it's a lefty slicing away from him where he turns first, turns the other way, and then has to kind of reset and times his leap. And that was up over the fence pretty obviously. And that's anytime the opposing hitter takes his hat off and tips it to you, he did something pretty special on the field. And that was good to see.
Speaking of Melvin, he came here with a reputation for a lot of strikeouts. Last night 3 walks, tonight 2 more. Just what have you seen the patience and development of him since he's come to San Diego and you've been here?
He's been good. He was good the last few months of the season here. I don't think this is just like all of a sudden he started playing well. I think the patience is huge. Like us taking walks, working counts, making pitchers work, like those at-bats add up. So a guy that's willing to do that like him has a real impact on everybody else's at-bats. And I think strikeouts are a part of the game now. Like a lot of guys strike out more than you care for them to, but his at-bats have been really good battles, and that's what you're looking for every at-bat. And I couldn't be more pleased with his effort on the field, his energy, and the way he's going about his business every day.
Matt Kemp hit his 5th home run tonight. Last season, it took him until June 25th to hit a 5th home run. Have you seen anything different in him?
He can flat out hit. I mean, I don't think anything's really changed. I think the nature of the game last year, he didn't have the quickest start that he would have liked to have had when he put a new uniform on. Probably applied some pressure to himself, and didn't get out of the chute too well. The guy's always hit. He hits everybody. So it's not surprising at all. Like, wouldn't surprise me if he had 8 or 9 home runs right now. Like, it's just who he is. It's what he's capable of and what he's done for us. So having him anchor the lineup, it's nice to build around.